Welcome back to Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here at the News Forum. And our monthly panel is back with us talking about 2021, the future of the Canadian economy and everything else. Sandra Pupatello, I had to cut you off there. Please complete your thought.
Well, just to say, I think the first half, we'll all acknowledge, is going to be more sluggish, in particular for that half of the economy that is struggling and needs consumers to be running around again. And that is all dependent on how quickly we can get this vaccine out to everyone and get that consumer confidence back that it's okay to get on a bus, to get on a subway, to get into a restaurant and have dinner. That's going to come, but it really does show how divided the economy recovery is. Half did pretty well in the second half of 2020, and I was surprised by that. So I was only going to conclude by saying I'm glad the feds have agreed they'll continue the stimulus, because those who need it and will get it are also the ones who likely will spend it all, and that'll roil right back into the economy again.
Sandra Pupatello, I'm going to ask you the next question as well, and we'll go around to the rest of our panel as well. But I recently had Dan Kelly, who is the head of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, on my program, and he predicted another 160,000 businesses will be lost due to this current wave of lockdowns. Is this unavoidable, Sandra?
Well, I think some of it is because, you wonder how many, especially the family-owned businesses, they've been digging deep into their own savings. Very different from public companies who are out in the market getting, others to invest in them and help them string along. For family businesses, this is people who've signed away their own family home in order to keep the business running. So it's a big worry. If I had to worry about any part of the economy, it's small businesses, in particular those that are family run. How long can they go? We used to tell people, make sure you've got 3 months in the bank just in case something happens. Well, that was 9 months ago. So you worry just how many will be left. I was heartened to see through the holiday season how many people focused on buy local, support your local restaurants. All of us, I think, discovered, wow, I didn't know I could get that here. And, busy shopping online and really trying to focus on Canadian stores. I think that's good for us right now.
Joe Oliver, 160,000 businesses. What can we do to save them?
Well, it's really tragic, because we're talking here about business owners who devoted, in many cases, their entire lives to building something, hard work and entrepreneurship, and multiply that by many, many employees that are now out of work. And in some cases, they can't come back because, in the restaurant business, you've got a 10% margin, and you can't, most of them can't survive just on takeout. And it's just, it's terrible. And of course, they're angry because the big box stores are open and they're not. So I think we can save some of them. Stimulus and assistance is important, but we aren't going to save them all unless they have an opportunity to open. And with the numbers going up, that looks less likely. I mean, political figures are very concerned about these life and death issues, and it's hard sometimes. It's very hard to make the kinds of decisions that they're being called to make. But again, this pandemic is having a very, very unequal impact, and you sometimes wonder, maybe a little cynically, that those who are in favor of closing it down are not going to be inconvenienced economically, and those who want to keep it open are fighting for their lives. So. We need a balanced approach, and it's very tough. But the sooner we get people vaccinated, the sooner they'll be able to open. And while some of them will not, there are a number that will, and the more we can save, the better.
Gary Marr, a lot of those businesses are Western Canadian businesses. We've got about 30 seconds left before the break. Any thoughts on this matter?
Well, I think Dan Kelly's right to identify that this is a serious issue. I do take some comfort from Sandra's observation and my own observation that people are supporting local businesses. but there is, as Joe has said, a very asymmetrical impact depending on, who you are. So it doesn't make sense to me that you would allow, a big box store to be open, selling exactly the same things that a small independent business is running. It seems to me that you should set your rules in a way that are consistent with what the epidemiology tells you, as opposed to making an arbitrary distinction between a Walmart and a corner store.